I hate Octane, and I think it's finally time to expose who Octane really is. Now, a long time ago, I made a video about how people were up in arms about what Forge did. Now, in that video, it was pretty much a joke about how people were saying he's an abuser because he touched Banglore on her waist, which is a big no-no, touching people without their consent. But what was interesting about that is that Banglore later shot up his rear end thruster for his spaceship or whatever. And funny enough is that Forge never really pressed charges on Banglore because she did that, because what Forge did was wrong, but what Anita did was illegal, and if Forge wanted to, he could have pressed charges on her. But the fact that he never did tells me that he really liked Banglore.
Hey pal, this is something I said. Would you tell Anita I said hi? No, wait. Tell Anita I said hey. No, wait. Tell Anita I said hello, never defeated. That's a Forge tip for you.
Now, why is this interesting? Because people have been saying that Forge was a scumbag. Really, because in the end of that video, I was telling you guys how I believe for a long time that the real scumbag is Octavio Silva, also known as Octane. Because this chapter finally gave me all the evidence I needed to expose Octane. Thanks to Tom doing an interview with Chris, I have everything I need now to show Octane's true colors. And how he's a lying manipulator using Lifeline for his own selfish gain and hiding behind a facade of an idiot that doesn't know what he's doing. Because I can tell you right now, Octane knows what he's doing and is taking advantage of Lifeline's feelings to get what he wants. So in order to understand why Octane, in my view, is a scumbag, we need to start from the beginning so everybody's in the same page. Now, thanks to the interview that Tom did, we now know is that, well, we kind of knew this, but Octavio Silva comes from a very rich family. In fact, they own a pharmaceutical company named Silva's Pharmaceuticals.
I was not aware of that backstory. I didn't know he came from such a privileged background.
Oh, he's filthy stinking rich.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really rich.
Now, I made a theory about this with the Lifeline Stark Secret Past, how her parents represent the industrial military complex, or the people who profit off a war. And I think Silva's parents is going to represent Big Pharma, the people who profit off of medicine. Now, I have a feeling that both families have really dark connections with Hammond Robotics, the IMC, and the Syndicate. But that's a theory for another day. Right now, we're going to focus on Octane. So Octane as a kid, now that we know this from Tom, we now know is that his dad never really paid attention to him.
And yeah, his parents are pretty non-existent. His dad's been remarried, I forget how many times, 5 times, 6 times, something like that. He barely paid attention to him. He's all by himself in this big mansion.
What this tells me is that, because we now know is that his dad remarried about 5 to 6 times, so Octane never really had a mom in his life. So this is very interesting because this could reflect what's happening with Lifeline. So what is happening is that Octane was very spoiled as a kid.
He just, the rest of it, you know, he's a bit of a, he's a little spoiled. You know, he's always had whatever he wants in life, and he's always had everything. Like, he's never had to work for anything in his life, and he's never had to like earn anything.
In fact, he got whatever he wanted and never earned anything in his life. Now, this is interesting because what this tells me is that his dad really didn't love him. He just got him whatever he wanted just so he didn't have to deal with him, which is kind of sad, but you'll see where I'm going with this. So because Octane never got any form of parental love, which tells me that most of his life Octane was alone, except for one person that he's known throughout his life, and that's AJ or Lifeline. Lifeline, the same way that Octane was neglected by his parents, I have a feeling that she was also neglected by her parents. So naturally, these two became best friends because they really have nobody in their life but them two. And I like to believe that Octane entertained AJ by always doing these really stupid stunts, and AJ always tries to stop him. AJ was always by his side whenever he did something dangerous to make sure he was okay. Now, why would this be sad? And why would I say that Octane is a scumbag? Well, because this tells me, because we now understand from chapter 4, is that Lifeline is in love with Octane. It's very clear as day that she really likes Octane. This will explain why she got him robotic legs. It also explains what happened in chapter 4, where, no joke, Lifeline went to Yoko, who was basically like the lawyer of Hammond Robotics that makes things disappear. She literally grabbed her and basically kidnapped her, actually was kidnapping, and dragged her all the way to Bangalore's room just so that way everybody gets what they want. Yoko gets Bangalore's autograph, Banglore orders a rescue mission, and Lifeline can go save Octane. Very clearly you can see how much Octane means to Lifeline. In fact, the reason why Lifeline is doing this, are you ready for this? Because this is where the pattern's gonna come in. The reason why she's doing this is because she feels guilty because she thinks she was the reason why Octane went to the Shadowfall world by himself. Now keep this in mind, because Lifeline feels guilty because of something she did, she now has to go save Octane because she thinks it's her fault. Now again, I don't know about you, but are you ready for this? You want to know the reason why Octane did what he did? Are you ready for this? Because I'm gonna give you the full story. Octane was pretty sad because Lifeline made a joke. I kid you not. She made a joke about how Octane needs to work at a desk job. In Octane's defense, he was mad because Bangalore wanted proof of what Loa did when she had that conversation with Hammond Robotics. Now Octane did get the story, but he didn't get proof. As we know, is that now Yoko gave her some kind of transcript to Bangalore when they made the trade deal. But what this tells me is that Octane's feelings were kind of hurt because Bangalore wanted proof of what Loa was doing and he didn't really get it because of what happened with Watson. So she was mad at him for failing at that part, and Octane felt like, hey, it's not my fault. The emergency thing happened and you guys brought me in the portal. So then what happened is that Lifeline made the joke about how he should be in a desk job, and I guess that really hurt Octane's feelings because he doesn't want to be in a desk job and have like some kind of boring life. Also, he put on pants, which is something Octane would never do now that we know from Lifeline, but because he wanted to help the legends and he did, and he kind of got blamed for not getting any proof even though it wasn't his fault, somehow he justified it for him going in the Shadowfall universe by himself, which is crazy because yeah, I understand Octane is not a person that likes being in the sidelines, but here's the thing about Octane. He has really no right to complain about his situation and use Lifeline as an excuse to go to the world alone. Because here's the thing, Lifeline forged a document where he skipped a lot of people that were on a waiting list to get those legs first. So let me get this straight. You manipulated Lifeline into putting you on top of a list for legs that you clearly don't deserve. These people have been waiting a long time for those legs, and she risked her life, job, and reputation just so she can help you. If this ever gets out, Lifeline's career is over. If she wanted to amend for her parents' sins, if somebody knows that she did this for Octane, they can say, hey, how are you going to say you're not like your parents when you literally abused your power and gave these legs to your best friend? Not only would Lifeline's reputation be ruined, but she will be forced to leave the Frontier Corp because nobody is going to donate to a corporation that she's on, because people will be like, why would I donate my money here where it's proven that she is corrupt? She says she wants to help the people of the Outlands and the Frontier, but look what she did. She put her best friend over these other people that were waiting for maybe years to get these legs. So she'll be forced to step down or go away from that organization, which probably means a lot to her, all because she wanted to help Octane. And guess what? Octane later admits that, oh yeah, I lied about going to work with my dad in his company. But it's okay, because now I'm gonna join the Apex games where I'm more likely to die. The whole reason Lifeline got Octane his new legs was that way she was hoping that Octane will finally put all his daredevil stunts to the side and finally settle down where he can get an easy, steady paying job in his father's corporation and maybe one day take it over. But instead, he manipulated her into getting him new legs and then joining the Apex games. Are you joking me, Octane. You are a scumbag. In fact, this is pretty much the relationship. Octane does something stupid or dumb, and Lifeline has to clean up his mess or save him. It's what happened with the legs. Octane blows up his own legs to get a record, and then what? He manipulates Lifeline into getting him on top of the list. That way he can get new legs, and then goes to join the Apex games. And what happens there? Octane goes by himself to the Shadow World, and then Lifeline has to go get the literal lawyer of Hammond Robotics to get Bangalore's autograph just so she can get an extraction team to go save Octane because she thinks she's responsible. They say love is crazy, but this is really ridiculous. And what makes this sad is that Octane does not love Lifeline. In fact, Octane cannot appreciate what Lifeline has done for him. Lifeline just wants him to be safe, and he just keeps on doing reckless stuff that puts him in danger, and she has to do even crazier stuff to save him. We now know this, and people are gonna say, well, Octane's just dumb. He doesn't know what love is. Creators have said that Octane loves what he does.
The national appeal of this game says, Tommy, I'd scream if you'd rate Octane's intelligence on a scale from 1 to 10. Not something I ever even thought about.
So Octane is very bright.
Okay.
I don't know if I use the word smart. He's very bright. He's really, really, really intelligent about the things that he loves. And the things he doesn't love, he doesn't care about. It's not even on his radar. So like he can figure out, he probably knows a lot about trigonometry and about like how to, get a certain 360 stunt in the air. He doesn't realize he knows a lot about it, but he does. So it depends how you define smart. Like the stuff he cares about immensely.
He knows how to jump from a jump pad from this distance to that distance. He can calculate that in his head. He's pretty smart. So if you're trying to tell me that when it comes to getting something like legs, that he did not calculate everything and knew this will happen, you're blind. Octane is using Lifeline for his own selfish reasons. And if you can't see that, you're just as blind as Lifeline is. Octane, you're a scumbag. You're a liar, a manipulator, and worst of all, a fake friend.
Oh, wow, that was intense. Really makes me want to take a long pause and reflect and... No, I don't.
I'll keep on repenting for that night so long ago. Though your hands disappear, I'll still find the place where you are here. So go without saying a goodbye, 'cause I know we'll meet again somewhere.